Figure this, some people wake up just itching to flex whatever little power they think they have. And that day at the Atlanta airport, I ran straight into one of them. I mean, there's bold, there's rude, and then there's what happened to Me 15, ready to take on the world with nothing but a backpack, a sketchbook, and dreams too big to fit overhead. But hey, let me back up a sec. You ever have a day where you think, yeah, this is going to be the start of something good, and then bam, life swerves, and suddenly you're starring in a drama you never auditioned for? So there I am, Hartsfield Jackson ATL, just one kid in the summer stampede, suitcases rolling, families bickering, that never-ending smell of Starbucks, and jet fuel headed for the kind of art program kids like me only dream about. Everything about that day felt big, like I was on the verge of something until I met Susan. If you've ever met someone who walks around with a look that says, "I dare you to make me happy," you know exactly the vibe. Blonde bun, pinch smile, eyes like a glass of skim milk, yeah. That was Susan, standing guard at my gate with a clipboard and a chip on her shoulder. I don't like making waves. My dad's Marcus Washington, CEO of Attendant, but I keep that on the down low. I want people to see me, not my last name. So I checked and rechecked every rule for my carry-on canvas backpack, covered in my own art, keychains clinking like tiny trophies from every place I'd ever felt brave. When boarding's called, I'm polite, "Good morning," and Susan gives me nothing, just to scan up and down, eyes pausing on my bag like she spotted a roach in her salad. "That looks too big," she says, loud enough for the row behind me to hear, her tone just dripping with that special flavor of "I don't like your kind." I tell her as calmly as I can that I checked, it fits the sizer. "We'll see about that." So I do what she says, slide it in. It fits like it was made for that slot. You'd think I'd won the lottery the way she scowled. She starts picking at my keychain, says they're untidy. I can feel people staring, some annoyed, some sympathetic, and all I want is to fade away. But as I head onto the jet bridge, she's right behind me, her voice suddenly sharp, saying, "People like you always think the rules don't apply." I stop, not sure if I heard her right. "People like me? You know exactly what I mean," she snaps, tossing a glance at my bag, my hair, my skin. And then, just like that, she grabs my backpack and with this sick little smirk throws it straight into the trash can by the wall. My backpack, my art book from Grandma, my pencils, my little bear guzz me whole summer, my whole self tossed in with yesterday's coffee and wrappers. "No," I yell, lunging after it, and the sound of my art book hitting the bottom is one of those moments you don't forget, no matter how hard you try. People start to notice now. Another flight attendant, Maria. I see her name, tag rushes over, eyes wide. "Susan, what did you do? You can't do that." "Handled it," Susan says, as if she's just taking out the trash. "She was disruptive." Maria looks at me, whispers, "It fit the sizer." I saw, but Susan's got her arms crossed, daring me or anyone else to say something. You know what? Something snapped in me. I wasn't going to let this stand. I pull out my phone, fingers shaking, and I call my dad. He's supposed to be in a meeting, but he always tells his assistant, "If Amani calls, I don't care who's in the room, put her through." I get him on speaker, right there in front of Susan and Maria and half a dozen curious onlookers. I tell him everything, every humiliating detail, and I watch as Susan's bravado drains away, replaced by a nervous laugh. "Is your daddy going to scold me?" she sneers. She has no idea. Dad's voice comes through the speaker, calm and commanding, and when he introduces himself as the CEO of Attendant, Susan's face turns ghost white. He tells her to get my bag, inspect it for damage, and really apologize. "You're done for the day, Miss Miller," he says, "and frankly, I doubt you'll ever work for us again." Susan tries to stammer out an excuse about safety hazards, but my dad isn't having it. "He's ice. My daughter says it fit. Are you calling her a liar?" Susan's apologies now are mumbled, for she won't look me in the eye. Maria helps me check my bag. My art book's ruined, my pencil's busted, Gus sticky with something I don't want to think about. Each broken thing is like a slap. Dad tells Maria to make sure I'm comfortable, first class if possible, and Maria, bless her, handles it like a pro, fussing over me, moving my stuff, whispering that she's so sorry that she saw everything. As I finally get on the plane, the captain himself, Captain Evans, pulls me aside. On behalf of Ascend Air, I'm deeply sorry. We'll take care of you. I nod, still in shock, feeling half empty, half proud. Meanwhile, Susan gets walked off the jet bridge by airport security, her badge yanked, her career ending in front of the very people she tried to lord over. And as my dad makes calls from his office, HR, legal, the whole 9 yards, Ascend Air moves faster than I ever thought a big company could. The fallout is wild. Turns out, Susan had a history. Other crew, emboldened by my dad's direct involvement, start telling story-esque microaggressions, gate-checking black and brown passengers' bags, muttering things under her breath. A college kid who saw it all posts a video online blurry, but you can see her throwing my bag and my face when it lands. It spreads. Suddenly, Susan's infamous. Desperate, she hires a lawyer, claims she's being scapegoated by a rich CEO for his spoiled daughter. Goes on some talk show, crying about cancel culture. But the internet's not buying it. People who've flown with her start sharing story ace a businessman, a Latina mom, an Asian couple. The pattern's there, clear as day. That video me ruined backpack. My reaction goes viral, and Susan's victim routine unravels in real time. Ascend Air stands its ground, releases a statement. Zero tolerance for abuse, period. They overhaul training, create new complaint channels, bring in outside experts, and, yeah, my dad makes it personal, says in a town hall, prejudice in any form has no altitude here. Maria gets commended, the captain too, and even the student who filmed it gets a thank you. Susan, though, she's out jobless, blackballed from the industry, a walking, talking cautionary tale. Everywhere she goes, her name's a warning. Can't get hired. Can't escape. Karma, right? As for Mule, I still fly Ascend Air. The first few times were tough, but it's different now. The crew's warmer. There's a shift you can feel, not just for me, but for everyone. My backpack's still a little scarred, but I painted over the worst of it, left a few marks, though. A reminder. You know, one person can make a mess, but one voice can spark change if you speak up and refuse to back down. So what do you think? Was Susan's karma too harsh, or did she earn every bit of it? Ever seen something like this go down in real life? I'd love to hear what you think. Drop your thoughts below. Let's talk about what justice really looks like and how we can all push for better.